We have a big Wag Wednesday show for you as Presley Peacock, sounds like a Batman character, joins us at 5 o'clock. But, of course, prior to that, all the baseball from last night. And sadly, the biggest thing happening in our country right now, which was that shooting in Texas. We'll get to that as well. Good afternoon, Evan. How are you today, kid?
Hi, how are you?
I'm usually doing fantastic. I'm kind of in between right now today. And I spent the majority of my day contemplating how to do today's show, right? Because sports is important to all of us. You had two fascinating baseball games last night, to be fair about it.
Rangers evened up their series.
Rangers evened up the series 2-2. The New York Mets scored 10 runs in the last 3 innings and lose. The New York Yankees try to lose another game to Baltimore. And then you have, the big meatball that's hanging out there, which is the horrendous shooting in Uvalde, Texas, that we first learned about while we were on the air yesterday.
And it got worse as you read about it.
It did get worse because there's more dead people.
Well, yeah, you first see it, you see there's a shooting. And then when it's all said and done, you've got 18 people dead. It's sickening.
Yeah, so I've spent the far majority of the day trying to figure out how to do today's show, just to be very transparent with everybody. And I'm not sure if I came up with the right answer. I don't know. I think you have to address what happened yesterday. It affects all of us. I send my kids to school. You send your kids to school. Far majority of our listeners have kids or are young enough to, I've recently gotten out of school. And you hope that when they go there, they're safe. And then at the same time, I say to myself, people want to break from that. People want sports as a distraction. People want to talk about the Mets game and Yankee game last night and to a lesser extent, the Ranger game. So I honestly, for the first time in a very, very long time in my life, I don't know the right thing to do as far as the content of today's show.
I can tell you as an American, last night I went home and I spent an hour and a half talking to my wife about it. We watched a little bit of the news and then shut it off and talked more and talked more. And then we looked at each other and said, we need to be distracted. And she read a book and I watched sports. But it was tough, man, because I also got an email, and it made me feel slightly better from our school district that said, we are going to have more police at your kid's school tomorrow.
Yeah, which is sad. And that we want that and need it,
bro,
though.
It's sad, but my first reaction when I read it was good, thank God.
Yeah.
Now, that's not the elixir. I'm not telling you that fixes everything, but I can tell you as a parent that at least for 30 seconds, like, okay, good, I like that
I guess my question to you would be, after your wife and you guys, had that conversation, did watching, and I know it's the Met game you watched, and listen, what an amazing, crazy, unbelievable, hour and a half, I imagine, is what it took, in the last couple innings with all the runs that were scored, right? Did it distract you? I guess that'd be my question.
A little bit, yeah.
It did?
In the moment,
so
it does.
So it served its purpose for you last night.
Look, this is sick to say, and it's true. When we get bad news in this country, and we get a lot of bad news, you always try to think about, you address it, you talk about it with your family, it's on your mind, and then you try to distract yourself, whether it's a TV show or it's a book or it's sports, and in a temporary way, it works. Yeah, for 3 hours, I was distracted. When I woke up this morning, and I took my son to his to the bus stop. Right. Was I necessarily only thinking about Edwin Diaz or Buck Showalter's managing last night? No. Then it goes back to the real world. So you can distract yourself from the real world for a little bit, and it works to a degree.
I think that's a fair way to put it.
But it's a Band-Aid. That's what it is.
I think that's fair. Listen, here's what we're not going to do. We're not talking about gun control in the show. We're not making this a political show. It serves no purpose. You believe what you believe. I believe what I believe. We all agree on one thing.
This is sick, and it's got to stop.
What happened yesterday is just, it's mine. It's just, life-shattering. And we're all helpless. There's nothing you and I individually can do about it. And every day of the week, we take the risk of allowing our kids to leave our homes, sadly. And it shouldn't be a risk to do that, but it is.
This is unrelated, but related, because I want to bring this up to you, because this affected me when I heard it, and it sort of reminded me of life and how important it is to hug the people you love. Jose Trevino got the game-winning hit yesterday.
Yes, I know the story. Yeah, good.
And just hearing the story and hearing the emotion in his voice when I think the words were, I'm not going to get too much into it because I'm going to start crying, because thinking about his father and the birthday and he passed away, that brought you back to what really matters in this world. So even though baseball was a distraction, and for the Yankee fans, that was a great win last night, that was like a slight moment in which it just reminds you, hug the people you love for various reasons.
Yeah, listen, it's just it's weird times. It's weird, and listen, like I take a lot of pride in prepping a radio show and having fun and being entertaining and compelling and all that stuff. And that's why I want to be honest with the audience. I just didn't know the right thing to do today. I don't know what you want to hear today. I don't know if you want to hear just fun and laughs and breaking down the baseball games and having a good time. And we are still doing Wag Wednesday today, as of right now in the moment, because I don't think you can depart so much from what you do. But at the same time, I know that the Yankee game yesterday, the Met game yesterday, is not the number one thing being talked about by our audience. Would you agree with that?
In the real world, when they're going home talking to their families? No, of course not.
So I'm going to leave it up to you guys. Whatever you call in about is what we're going to talk about. We're going to bring up all the baseball, and obviously we're going to do what we do. But to the extent that you want to vent, you want to say whatever it is that's on your mind or on your chest, I think this is where radio is greater than any other medium. It gives you the immediacy to do that. And it's in real time with real tangible, red-blooded people who are living the same exact kind of experiences you're experiencing. I do always wonder, though, how people react to folks in our line of work who do sports talk, right, entertainment talk for a living, and then pivot and use their platforms to talk about stuff they typically don't talk about. Doesn't mean they're not educated. Doesn't mean they're not articulate in how they present arguments or conversation. But I wonder if you want that from people in the sports world, right? Or if you'd rather sports people, entertainment people do what they do and leave the public conversations to people that do that on a regular basis. You know what I mean? I always wonder, does anybody care what Carton Roberts has to say about what happened yesterday, other than what we all agree upon? There's a horrendous tragedy, right?
Some people do. Some people will say, shut up, I don't care.
Yeah, like, I'll give you an example. So right now, Steve Kerr is being lauded by 95% of the world that is in the media for his comments at the pregame press conference yesterday. Now, they played that basketball game last night. And I wonder if they would have played the basketball game last night if it were in San Antonio. I wonder if they should have played the basketball game last night. But I know that Steve Kerr right now is being lauded as some great American because he spoke out about what happened yesterday. But no one points out that this is the same guy that 2 years ago supported defunding the police and taking police officers out of Oakland County schools, right? So do I care what Steve Kerr has to say? Not really. He's not a hero by a long stretch.
I don't give a rat's ass what anyone has to say other than actions being done so that we don't have to see this ever again.
Yeah, well,
no offense, your words don't mean anything.
No, I agree.
Steve Kerr's words don't mean anything.
But he's being lauded right now.
He's not being lauded by me. I don't really care. I just want people who we elect to get things done so that we don't have to have this every 6 months or every year, and then people become desensitized to it.
Yeah.
That's got to stop.
So I guess the question for you is, well, you already gave the answer.
I gave you my answer. I can't speak for everybody. I can only speak for myself.
I was going back to baseball.
Going back to baseball, as you said?
Well, yeah, because you used the Met game last night as a distraction.
Yeah, the Rangers too, the Yankees too. Yeah.
If you watched sports last night as a distraction, I want to hear from you. All right, rooting interest aside, did you go to sports to get away from, the wall-to-wall coverage, the conversation about what happened in Texas? And I wonder if the Met loss last night hurt as much as it ordinarily would have.
That's a good question. That's a really, really good question. And the answer is it did not.
Did not.
And that's me talking.
Because any other night, that loss would have, you wouldn't have slept.
When I was like 6 or 7 years ago, when my team would lose a brutal game, I would stew in it for hours and hours and hours. Now when my team loses a brutal game, I look into the eyes of my kids, and it's a reminder that while I'm still mad about the loss, I'm like, okay, perspective here. Look at this. And I think sometimes when there's tragedy, kind of the same thing happens. You're
Right.
pissed about a loss. Like, was I pissed off that Buck Showalter decided to keep Drew Smith in to face Jock Peterson when he has Jolie Rodriguez warming up? Yes, I was.
Okay. Now we're talking.
I didn't like that move by Buck. But yes, at 1:25 in the morning, when that game ends, and I'm annoyed.
Right.
I'm annoyed. Real world comes back into your mind.
Well, you also
and it's a
thought
sobering reminder.
Janikowski scored the winning run in the top of the ninth.
Oh, did
right?
I?
Yeah.
Don't you speak for me. Don't you speak for me. No.
Come on.
No.
Come on.
I did not.
You
and,
didn't?
And even when Edwin Diaz gets the double play against, what's his name? Tommy LaStella, I'm still worried that this game is not over.
Got it.
But
It's
yeah,
funny.
I think
I'll tell you.
sometimes when there's real world in your
Yeah, so it's interesting that
It does
that was
soften it,
because that's
yeah.
a brutal loss any other night of the week. Because of the manner in which they
They
lost.
also came back from being down significantly,
but
which is a factor.
Well, you come back, you take the lead late. Janikowski tags from third. You take the lead there. It's 12-11.
Right.
Now you're thinking Diaz has been money good. We're going to steal a W on the road.
The ultimate stealing of a W, yeah.
I'll be honest. At one point, well before the comeback, which I saw this morning.
Of course you
all
did.
the tweets.
Like everyone else around here. No one
Yeah.
actually saw the game but me and 75 other people.
I'm not going to lie to you. I fell asleep before that game even got to extra innings, okay?
Well, I never got to extra innings.
Excuse me, right, before it even got to the seventh inning. I was well gone by then. But I will tell you this. Earlier in the night, my daughter's home from college. We're having a nice family dinner. And I turn on, I go check the Mets, et cetera, et cetera. And for a split second, I thought the New York Mets, just to keep everything 100 here, were playing the Clemson Tigers. And I go, wait a minute. I go, aren't they playing the Giants tonight?
Don't get me started.
I thought that they were playing a college team, uniform-wise.
I know, dude.
Right?
I hate it. I can't stand it. And I've seen it before, so I've become used to it. I hate to tell you
I
that.
never saw those jerseys before.
They're awful.
I kind of liked them.
No, you don't. No,
I
you
did.
don't say that.
I got to be honest. I kind of liked it.
Don't start
I
with me
have
on
to
that.
say, I didn't appreciate that it was a San Francisco Giants throwback, or whatever it was, or
Throwback?
City Connect, or whatever they call it.
Throwback to what?
I don't know. But I got to tell you, once I realized what it was, I almost called Tommy up and said, call my friends at Fanatics.
Can you imagine?
I need a hat or a hoodie or something like that. I need something. But long story short, that's an interesting admission you made. That the brutal loss last night did not hurt as much.
Yeah, I was
That's
bothered.
interesting.
I was ticked off, and then you remind yourself where we are, and you remind yourself what matters.
Yeah, here's Dave in Connecticut on the fan. Dave, what's going on with you, kiddo?
Hey, Craig, Evan, how you guys
What's
doing?
up today?
What's up?
Well, listen, my friend, I'm calling to tell you went 3 for 3. I
Oh.
went down to that Sylvia's Chicken, and it was awesome.
There you go.
Took the family down to the little Guggenheim, then over to Sylvia's. Unfortunately, it got rained out for the Yankee game that night. But
Oh, well, listen, that's
had a
not my
great
fault.
time.
It is, actually.
but wanted to thank you for your choices. They were excellent.
Nice. Well, listen, people may say I don't know much about sports, but no one has ever accused me of not making good restaurant recommendations. So I appreciate
it. Listen, all
that.
the guys from the fire department I work at say hello from Connecticut.
Great. Well, thank you very much.
Love
Thanks
listening
for
to you guys. So
doing
thank
what you guys do, and I'm glad it worked out. Did you get it with the waffles or just the straight chicken?
We got the waffles, we got the brisket, and I think that was about it. It was excellent.
Perfect. Well, I'm glad your family enjoyed that. Sorry that I got the Yankee game rained out.
Yeah,
But-
that's all right. We'll do it again.
Well, I don't know if I'm allowed to. Evan is putting the kibosh on my attending baseball games.
Hey, I need to ask
because
you-
they always get rained out.
I need a favor.
Yeah, of course, Evan. Anything
I
you
know
want.
this is going to sound really weird, but I got to be honest with you. You're my partner, and I have to ask you. your
Whatever I
opinion
can
on
do to
something.
help you out. Yeah,
I forgot to put socks on today.
I'm not wearing socks either.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel uncomfortable in my shoes. Would you mind if I did the show with my feet hanging out? Is that okay?
Well, hold
Like
on.
this. I can
You
take
want
my-
to take your
Yeah,
shoes off
like this.
and you want to put your feet up on the counter?
No, I just want to take my sneakers
I
off.
don't
That's
care.
okay.
I can't see your feet from here anyway.
No, the smell could be
well,
could protrude
if
a
it
little
starts to smell,
Okay.
you'll simply just put them back on.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, no, don't put the sneakers on.
Take
the
those
table.
off right now.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Take the what?
That's bad luck. You don't put
It is
sneakers
bad
up on the
luck.
table.
It's like putting your keys on the table.
Really?
Don't
That's
do
a
that.
bad
You
luck
don't
thing?
just don't do it.
Yeah.
You don't
Matter
do
of
it.
fact, you have to say a prayer now.
Well, who started that?
That's well known. You don't put
Well,
sneakers up on the table.
You never put sneakers on a table. You don't put your keys on the
I
table.
put my keys on a table every day. I
and you
get
don't
home.
whistle indoors.
Well, I can't whistle, so I have
All
no
right,
problem.
yeah, but you never put your feet
So
up
what
on
does this mean? The Mets are going to lose today or something
Well,
like that?
no,
I
take
put
them
them
off.
on.
Take them off. Take them off. Take them off.
Why are you guys freaking out about
Because
it?
we grew up the same way.
My
You don't
feet
put
feel-
your shoes on a table.
I apologize.
Ever.
dirty.
Yeah.
Wait, is it dirt or is it bad luck?
It's
Both.
bad luck, but I don't know.
They
You eat
happen
pizza
to be
on that
dirty.
same table.
They do happen to be dirty.
If my feet smell at all, just let me know. I'll put them back on. Thank you,
And
bro.
by the
Appreciate
way,
it.
I purposely didn't wear socks today.
Yeah, I
I don't
forgot.
like wearing socks. But as a 38-year-old adult,
Yes.
how can you say you forgot?
I had a rough morning.
Like when you put your sneakers on, it had to dawn on you, oh, wait a minute, I don't have socks on.
Well, I think the confusion I had is I was wearing shorts. So when you wear shorts, like no socks kind of makes sense.
or you
a
were
little
like the
bit.
very low ankle riders.
Right, or
Yes.
the low ankle riders. So
Yeah.
I think the confusion, plus I was really tired. I didn't sleep last night.
What, again,
Like an hour and a half,
what
maybe.
confusion.
My head, I wasn't thinking straight. So then all of a sudden I leave and I'm realizing I never put socks on. And I felt uncomfortable in my sneakers
Huh.
with jeans and no socks.
And listen, I don't
And
care
I
if you're
didn't-
wearing socks or not.
I didn't want to take the shoes off without asking permission, so I appreciate you.
You don't need my permission until it starts to smell.
Oh, we share a room together. I think
That's
it's
very
important.
true. I appreciate you calling my attention to it, but I can't see your feet from this vantage point. So if it don't smell, all good.
Feels good.
Yo, hey Tommy, you got to ask Fanatics. Do they make that City Connect Giant jersey in a hoodie?
Come on.
Can you ask them that? If they do, we need one.
Really?
Yeah.
You like that?
I loved it. Loved it. Yeah.
God.
I really did.
I have such an affinity for the history of the Giants, especially in New York. And what they did with this is like bastardize the beautiful Giants logo. I hate it.
Listen, I bet you they sold a lot of them, though.
Oh, great. They sold a lot of it. They also sold their soul while they were at it.
Yeah, by the way, if they make that in a hoodie, I'm 100%. Oh, and by the way, Tommy, not the orange one, the white one. I want to make sure we're clear on that, okay?
Yeah, I see the white one on their website now.
As a hoodie?
As a hoodie, yeah.
Yeah, I need that.
What size are you?
XL.
Okay.
You
That
have
that is fire. The hoodie's fire.
Is it?
I think.
I gotta check that
I
out
like
then.
the color scheme.
Do you want one too, Big Mac?
Yeah.
No. That's not how this works.
What do you mean?
That's not how this works.
You used the word we before, so
no,
you
no,
meant
but
die.
that's not how this works.
No, but
Why
you meant
not?
die then, not we.
Because, no. The answer is no.
No.
You're a diehard Yankee fan. You're not walking around
what are
town
you?
wearing a Giants
not
fan.
a diehard
Yeah, what
Yankee
are you?
fan.
I'm a Fugazi Yankee fan.
Yeah.
Everybody
National
knows
League
that.
West is as far away as it can get from me. I can wear a hoodie every
No,
once in a while.
I don't
with
think you
Giants.
can. I don't think I
Former
can
New
allow
York
that.
team. I think it just passes the
I
smell
think
test.
my deal with Fanatics is they send me stuff.
Yeah, they're not sending you
Yeah,
something.
they're not
Big
sending
Mac.
you
That-
stuff.
well, that's really your problem. It's not so much I'm a diehard Yankee fan. It's that
Of
only
course
you're
that's his
allowed.
problem. It's
Just
obvious.
say it. Just be out. Just be
Well,
out for
no,
own
no.
it. That's all.
Wants it,
Here's
That's
the
all.
not
difference.
you.
Don't give me
Here's the
what I'm
difference.
not allowed to do. You don't want me to have free stuff.
Here's the difference.
Correct.
Here's the difference.
That is correct.
If you came in today and said, I got to tell you, that San Francisco Giants City Connect jersey that they wore against the Mets last night is fire. I got to get one of those.
Right.
You know what I would have done? I would have gotten you one. But now you're just jumping on my coattails.
Coattails.
I said the hoodie was fire.
Yeah.
He made the suggestion, and you were
No,
so
I
appalled
made the
by
suggestion.
the thought. No,
I said check for the hoodie.
And I said the hoodie is fire.
Yeah.
That's all I said. And then Tommy
But-
said, "Oh, do you want one?" And you didn't let that breathe for a half a second.
That's right, 'cause I
You
want
had
one.
I didn't even ask for it.
Yeah.
Just the idea alone of me possibly getting one.
Yeah, the
sent you in a
answer's no.
tizzy.
You can't have
it.
one.
Just seemed,
Yeah,
you know.
I'll give you my Capo Cago jersey if you want that, though.
I don't want your
All right?
Capo jersey.
No, I'm going to give you the
Just
Cago
think,
jersey.
Craig, there are 3 jerseys you've become enamored
love
with
this
over the last
sweatshirt.
year. And for those scoring at home, I want you to keep track of this.
Yeah.
The City Connect for the San Francisco Giants.
This is
the
unbelievably hot.
disgusting City Connect for the Boston Red Sox. Remember that? The marathon logos.
Also amazing.
And then the other thing he loved
Yeah.
was the All-Star jerseys that were awful from last year.
Fantastic.
Dude, you are 3 for 3
I agree.
in ugliness.
No, I've got style. That's what you guys all lack.
Stop.
That's right, style. You know what style is, Evan? What color's my shirt today?
Black and
Okay.
white.
Okay. What color are my shorts today?
White.
Okay. What color are my sneakers today?
Black and white.
You guys couldn't do this.
What color's your hat?
yeah, because your hat.
I put the hat on Because the Rangers won last night.
a Ranger
This
hat.
is called
Red.
front-running weasel. That's all this is right here.
Front-running weasel.
Is a front-running weasel. That's all it is. I take full ownership of that.
I respect
the Rangers won. I'm wearing that. I got the hat on.
respect the crap out of that.
Yeah. But everything else, you guys don't have this. This is a repertoire you guys don't
The
possess.
Godfather, the family. That's your
That's
shirt.
right.
You're wearing a Godfather shirt.
I'm wearing a Godfather shirt. My daughter got me that.
Nice.
So I rock that out.
Yeah.
So now you can't knock it because my child gave it to me.
Not knocking it.
White cargo shorts to go with the white in the Godfather.
That doesn't defend the bad
And
baseball
bang!
jerseys you like, though.
Black and white leather sneakers
By the way, your
that
sneakers,
I created myself.
Your sneakers look like you're about to go bowling. They look like bowling
Yeah, I'll
shoes.
give you that. I'll give you that.
Oh, thank you.
I'll give you that.
I appreciate
won't deny that.
Thanks for giving me that.
I won't deny that.
But that's irrelevant to the point I made, which is that the baseball jerseys you seem to like are all horrific.
Now, those Giant jerseys
Oh.
are unbelievable.
You know what it is?
That's one of the
found
great
out-
things Major League Baseball and Fanatics ever did.
just Stop.
Yeah.
That's why, luckily, the Mets and the Yankees have not joined in. They have not joined in
Wow.
with this City Connect
Hold on.
garbage.
I know the Yankees didn't. The Mets don't have
nope,
one?
they have not.
Huh.
Now, I assume they
That's
will.
silly. They have those dopey black ones.
Come on. That's history right there. The 99 2000 Mets.
If I were the Mets, I'd have a guy like a graffiti artist create a badass City Connect
I will
jersey.
make you a prediction that
That'd be
next year
fire.
or the year after, the Mets are going to have a City
I think
Connect
so,
jersey.
too. And I think they'll use like some local artists maybe, have a competition.
Yeah.
Like when they first what was it? They had an original competition for
To
something.
name the Mets.
Was it to name them?
Maybe.
I forget what it was. In any event, yeah. So you have a competition, have local artists.
You know what they should do?
Awesome.
And this has come back over the last few years. Remember that etch on the side of Shea Stadium, those like lights of the baseball players?
Yeah, like the neon.
Yeah, the
figures.
neon.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
It seems like it's making a comeback over the last few years. I would use that in the logo. I'm not a fan of the City Connect, but if we are going to create one, I would bring back the
All right.
neon.
Well, let me know when you've connected with my friends at Fanatics. One sweatshirt, extra large hoodie, the white one.
And none for Big Mac.
Oh, yeah.
Zilch
No, it's okay.
for Big Mac.
You know,
All I said was I like the hoodie.
you know why
That's
I've got to double down on no?
Why?
Because what if we wear it here the same day?
That'd be adorable. That would be adorable.
be a
Then
problem.
you could pose for pictures together.
Yeah.
Be great.
that would really be a problem.
And
I
then
think,
what
for
if?
both of us?
And then what if the New York Yankees play the San Francisco Giants in said World Series?
well,
then
it
then it
says
goes in the freezer.
yeah,
right? Isn't that
no.
boom style?
He could just say it's a football sweatshirt.
Well, it's
You know,
kind of got the
half
Golden
the
Gate
audience will
Bridge.
believe him.
It's
It
got-
says Giants on
Well, it's
it.
got the Golden Gate Bridge on it.
Yeah, that could be the GW. Who the hell knows? I mean, you can,
Yeah, they look exactly the same.
you could fake the funk on that if you had to, right?
No.
Listen, we'll get all your calls. Obviously, the games last night and the relation for you and your home with sports and, of course, the tragedy in Texas and how they kind of played off each other for you last night. 5 o'clock today, we have a Presley Peacock. Just name alone sounds hot. Let's just call it the way it is. And she's married to Matt Peacock, who I never heard of. But apparently he plays sports, so that makes her an official wag. And all good. So we got a busy show for you today. We'll get all your calls coming right up.